Hey there, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm gonna solve my scrapwood storage problem by creating a scrapwood storage cart. Stick around because the video is coming up. So for the last couple of weeks, I've been kind of designing in my own head how I wanted this cart to be. And then I was gonna go to SketchUp and actually draw it up and create build plans for it. But what's really funny is Brad Rodriguez at Fix This Build That actually came out with a plywood cart last couple of weeks. And it is the exact same thing I was thinking in my own head. So what we're gonna do is we're actually just gonna use Brad Rodriguez's build plans. If you wanna download his build plans, I will link them in the description below, as well as make sure you go check out his video. There's a lot of good insight that he gives when he's building his cart. After going through the build plans thoroughly, it was time to get started. And the first step was to build the base. I'm building the base out of 2x4s and 2x3s. That's just kind of what I had laying around. And I really didn't want to go out and purchase any new material for this project. So I'm using just any sort of scraps and stuff I've got laying around the shop. I use pocket hole joinery to join the cross sections to the sides. And I'm going to be using 5 different cross sections, whereas the build plans only call for 4. And the reason I'm doing this is because I need one down the middle to join the short plywood scrap wood that I'm going to be using for the base. This will make a little bit more sense in the future. I joined them together using glue and pocket hole joinery, like I mentioned before. And I used a parallel clamp to hold it in place while checking for square and setting my screws. It's a pretty easy process. I just did that for all of the stretchers, spaced them out evenly. So I had 2 on each end and then 3 for the middle with 1 in the very center of the base. The next step was for me to cut down the plywood for the base, but then I got a phone call from my brother, and of course, like brothers always do, we had to have a little argument about who was the golden child. Oh, come on. You were always the golden child, Justin. Come on. You have always been the golden child. Yeah, ask Heather. Ask Heather. Heather will say the same thing. Heather will say the same thing. Say who out of all the family is the golden child? And Heather will say the exact same thing. Once the victory was won in the argument department, it was time to get the plywood all set onto the base. I'm using 2 sections of plywood instead of 1 long section simply because this is what I had. I didn't want to go out and buy any new plywood for a scrapwood cart. So I'm using these 2 sections so that I can use up some of my scrap wood. And it seemed to work out just fine. I set the plywood in place with some trim screws and used a ruler to make sure that they're evenly spaced out, because nothing is more annoying to me than not evenly spaced out screws. Next, I attached some old casters that I had from a previous project. In hindsight, these casters actually aren't very good, and I decided to switch them out. You'll see that a little bit later. But right now is a nice time to put on the casters before you put on the A-frames and everything else that will make the cart heavy. With the base all built, it was time to start construction on the A-frames. So for the A-frames, I don't have any more 2x4s or 2x3s left for scrap wood, and I don't really want to spend any money. But I do have a bunch of this construction grade cedar here that we're gonna try and use. It's really light, it's kind of soft, but I really do think that it will be structurally sound, especially creating an A-frame to be able to hold up for this plywood cart. So we're gonna use this construction grade cedar for our A-frames. I started by milling down all the construction grade cedar using my joiner and my planer. And then I cut it all down with my table saw to 2.5 inches wide. This will make up the sides of the A-frames. This stuff is so soft, my table saw blade just goes right through it, just like butter. Over at my miter saw, I adjust the miter to 5 degrees and cut all of my would-be 2x4s to their proper length. All right, so we had a little bit of a hiccup. I grossly underestimated how much of the cedar I actually had, and a lot of the pieces I couldn't get 2 big chunks out for the big A-frame. What I ended up doing is ripping them in half. Instead of using a full this was gonna be 2.5 inch thick, I'm only gonna be using 1 1/4. I still honestly think that that's gonna be enough when you have all the supports in between and the base that kind of gives it support, plus nails, plus glue. I feel like it's gonna be strong enough. So that's what we're gonna use. We've got them all ripped in half now. Now we're gonna cut all of our 5-degree cuts so we can make our A-frame and get those all put together. After getting all the boards ripped to their proper width, I finished cutting them down to their proper length, and then I also cut the support/shelves in the middle. These use the same 5-degree cut as the A-frames do on the top and the bottom. I had to use kind of a makeshift stop block because my stop block isn't short enough, and it was a little nerve-wracking, but I survived. Then I drilled a couple pocket holes on each end of the A-frame. This is what will connect it to the base. Then it was time to get them all assembled. What I did is I took the first 2 posts for the A-frame and clamped it together with the top piece. And then the supports in the middle, I just lined them up, pushing them up as far as they'll go with that 5-degree cut, and made sure that they were spaced out evenly. I then marked with a pencil on the side of the A-frame so that I could transfer that mark to all of the other legs so that the shelves for the A-frames would be all at the same height. This will be vital because there will be shelves running through the A-frames that will have scrap wood on them. So we need to make sure that the shelves are all at the same height. I then assembled the A-frames using glue and countersunk screws through the side of the A-frames into the shelves. After that, I just repeated the same process for the other side of the A-frame. And speaking of A's, if you subscribe to the channel, I would definitely give you an A+. Get it? Because it's an A? Okay, never mind. That was a bad joke. Then I repeated all of that process for 4 other A-frames. Now, my plywood cart is going to have 5 A-frames totaling, whereas Brad Rodriguez's only has 4. And now that's not me bragging or anything. It's really just the fact that I had a little bit more cedar to work with, and I used 5 supports in the base, so it made sense to have 5 A-frames. And I probably need a little bit more support because of how soft the cedar is. But it's pretty easy to attach these. I just made sure that they were spaced out evenly from the edge, and then used a little bit of glue and those pocket hole screws through the pocket holes that I drilled previously. I used a flat edge to make sure that I was lining these A-frames up evenly and continued to set the screws. After that, I had a little visit from the forewoman to make sure that the project was going along smoothly. She wanted to ensure that the stand was structurally sound and wasn't going to topple over. So she decided to give it a little test, and at first she did not give me any sort of approval. But after a little bribery with an applesauce packet and some goldfishies, she decided to let the project move forward. Which is a relief because sometimes she can be really tough to work with. Next, I attached some ledge rails on the bottom to make sure any of the plywood wouldn't slip off while it was on the cart. I used some glue and 1.5 inch screws to make sure that those didn't fall off. Next, I cut off camera some support things that will go along each side of the A-frames to connect them. These will act as sliders for the plywood to slide onto. Now, just like Brad Rodriguez says, some people like to use full sheets of plywood to put here instead of multiple sliders across. I see that as being unnecessary. Really, you don't need a full sheet of plywood to support other full sheets of plywood. Really, you just need these sliders, and it allows you a little bit more access to the inside where some shelves will be that you can keep some scrap wood on. When you're done on both sides, it should look something like this. Now, here's where I added the new casters. The reason I did this is because the old casters, 2 of them swiveled, but 2 of them were stationary, which makes it really hard for me to push this cart in place where I want to keep it in the garage. So I decided to buy some full swiveling casters on Amazon and put those in place. This was really the only purchase that I did for this project, and I'm pretty happy with the way these casters work instead of the old clunky ones I had. Next, I used some scrap 1/2-inch plywood to run along the middle of the supports to create shelves for more scrap wood. Now, Brad in his video gets really fancy and cuts around the A-frame. Me, I didn't. I just ran it right through the middle. I didn't feel like I really needed this thing to look good because it's going to be covered in scrap wood anyways. I just need it to be functional. So I used glue and tacked those boards in place and called it good. I guess I'm just not the fancy type of guy. Once I was all done, I could pretty much call this project done. It was just time to load it all up with my scrap wood and plywood. I loaded up all the smaller pieces of plywood on one side, and then the big sheets will go on the other side. Down the middle, I loaded it up with spare dowels, as well as some offcuts of hardwood that I have laying around the shop. I think the rule that I'm gonna have is unless it fits on this cart or on my lumber racks above the cart, it doesn't belong in the shop. I just don't have enough room to be storing odds and ends in this corner anymore, and this thing makes it look all really, really nice. So I'm really satisfied with the way it all turned out, and I'm happy that I finally have a place to store all my scrap wood.